All right, it is 6:30 in the morning, and we're getting this day started. So I came in early so I can get this paint job done. We're doing a complete respray on a 1-ton Chevy truck, 6,500. I think it's more than a 1 ton. For our friends up at Basin Upfitting, they've got the YouTube channel called Jackknife Motors. So they're taking this to some logging show in like 21 days or something crazy. So I went ahead and I blow tack and static all this. I've got my sealer ready, and we're gonna get it sealed up, then we can base it and clear it. All right, we're gonna let this cure out for about 15 minutes. All right, so I've got everything all blown off. I have it static controlled. I've got my base. We're gonna go and start getting everything based out. And then, just like always, we'll let it sit, put a second coat, then bring you guys back in for some clear. All right, so we're in here, getting ready to put gloss sauce on. We got Colton in here. We're gonna blow tack and static it, gloss sauce it, and show you guys what it looks like. It's a good thing we tack it. This PPG paint leaves a lot of overspray. All right, got it all ready. Let's get this thing cleared. All right, we got our first coat down. This has got to sit for about 10 minutes. I'll come back in, get my second coat, show you guys what it looks like, and then we got to work on Whiskers. Oh, and we got to go over the Bronx Star because the Bronx Star dominated King of Hammers on Chocolate Thunder. All right, so we've got all the parts painted, based out, cleared, done. It's looking really good. I can't wait to see what Basin Upfitting does to this truck, so make sure you guys go check out their channel. Jackknife Motors, right here. They're building some really cool stuff. They got some really top-of-the-line fabricators. All the guys came from Sparks Motors. I still do a lot with Spark Motors because they're good dudes, but all of them, they're all my friends. Anyway, we've got a lot of stuff to do in the shop today, so we're done in the booth for the day. Let's get to work.
Okay, so we're working on Whiskers. We had to move it over to the lift stall because there was way too much stuff over there. We got all the toolboxes, CNC machine, just way too much stuff over there to cover, and it'd make more sense to do it here where there's less stuff to cover. So we got everything masked up and plasticed up, all plasticed up, and then all masked up. We've already went over it with the Scotch-Brite real fast. Colton hurry and blew it off, so now Colton's gonna hurry and pre-clean it, and then we're gonna shoot some epoxy primer.
Woo! Okay, it's time to clean it up. Degreaser, basically. Okay, I'm gonna start from the front, just move my way back. I like to wipe this stuff till it's dry all the way. And then we should be ready. Cody's over there mixing the, what's he mixing?
The epoxy primer.
The epoxy. And then he was saying it has to sit and mix for like 15 minutes because of the chemical reaction that it does to this bare metal. It's basically like a wax on, wax off. See, even though we sanded it down, blew it off, look at all that crap. Okay, so we got Whiskers all ready to go. It's all waxed and greased. We decided we better wrap some more stuff in plastic. As Hillbilly showed you earlier, we had all the sander, the bolt spin, all that wrapped in plastic, but we're gonna just do a little more over here. Milwaukee stuff, especially. And we got boxes and everything like that.
Colton and Hillbilly got this ready to go. Everything masked up tonight. I get the joy of spraying the epoxy. So we can let it cure, and then Robby will come in and do the bed liner on the top. So that is our goal for tonight, to get the top done on Whiskers so we can get it back into service because we are starting to get some snow. Are you sure the roof's good enough to hold 200 pounds?
Oh yeah, we've had like 4 of us up there.
Yeah, it held Hillbilly.
And it held Hillbilly, but we had like 4 of us up there. I wouldn't let you get up there with it being unsafe.
Really?
We care about you, Cody.
See?
You're going. It just sounds like it, but
Yeah, I'm going through.
Cody's about a quarter way done. I'm holding those hose for him. Hopefully you guys can hear me in this mask.
okay. Cody's got the top all done, and now he's just gonna go around and hit all the edges because we brought it down about 3 inches because we want that to wrap down and around it. He's doing an awesome job, like he always does.
We are done with the epoxy. Now we got to let it set about 15 to 20 minutes. Then Robby will be in here to get it bed lined, and Whiskers will be sealed on the top.
Look who came to see us. Hey, buddy. It's been a minute. Oh, Bombi. He's still around. As happy as ever. Huh. What do you have to say to the viewers? They want to hear something. Where is he, guy?
Hey, Bombi, you ready to get some texture coating? Hey, kitty. So Bombi's looking to get texture coated, but I'm not about it, so I'm not gonna do it. So we had this company. Well, they actually sent us this. I have never used it. I know nothing about it. And me and Hillbilly just got done reading a TDS sheet, which is called a technical data sheet. So the stuff is called Bully Liner, Protection and Style. Says that you spray it. Bombi, you're gonna have to go out or you're gonna get sick, sweetheart. It says to spray it at 70 PSI. And 1 can will do 6 meters. It's water-based, so it has easy cleanup. It is environmentally friendly. Ultra low VOCs. Supposedly they say you can spray it without a respirator. I'm about to be finding out. So, Cody got that epoxied. Now, per their instructions, they claim this goes direct to metal. That might be true, and that's really cool, because this is made in Australia. It's probably really good stuff. I just don't know anything about it, and I want to make sure that my roof is protected primo. Let's fire this baby up to 70 PSI. Let's do some, I'm gonna crank it all the way up to 110. That's some decent looking texture. So we have 4 cans of this. I don't know if that'll be enough.
We have 5.
5. So we have a can of blue.
So 6 cans including the glue.
And then it says 2 hours in between coats. So once we get this first coat on, we're gonna let it sit for 2 hours. Not sure if maybe it's just, come on guys, it's my first time. So I'm sure it's a super good product, but I don't really know how to fix that right now. So I'm gonna reach out to the company and I'm gonna figure that out. I'm just gonna go around the perimeter, then I'll let Cody and Hillbilly get the top because I gotta go pick up Adley from dance. Okay, definitely gonna need more cans of this. So I'll be back. Cody's gonna finish this up. We might only be getting 1 coat on it.
Am I safe to walk on the roof?
We'll find out.
Well, it's gonna take 3 of us. 1 to hold the hose, 1 to film. I'm walking all the way to the front.
How do you feel what you're doing, Hillbilly? I feel like I'm doing okay. Good and thick. But this tank ball's almost empty.
So we'll finish doing this and we'll bring you back when we're close to being done.
Okay, now we take it to the shaker and shake it up for about, I'd say a minute.
Do you think it waterproofs boots?
Yeah?
Yeah?
Do you think it makes boots stiff?
Yes. I'm gonna find out.
Yeah. Okay, Hillbilly just got done spraying. We gotta wait an hour, so it is 7:24. So we gotta wait an hour, and we'll come back, do another coat, and I believe that's all we'll do.
All right, so I just got back from picking Adley up from dance. So it looks like Hillbilly put a coat on, literally a coat. I mean, the floor is coated, but it'll wear off. It's gotta sit for 1 hour. So we're gonna disperse for an hour and we'll come back and get a second coat on the roof. it'll be done.
1 hour later.
So me and Cody's here. It's time for the second coat. Robby and Colton left to go get some food, and Robby said, don't be afraid to start without me. So we're going to start mixing, and we're going to start shooting it once it's mixed. So what are you mixing into it?
We got the,
Is it like hardener?
yeah, it's the hardener. And you do 8 ounces per bottle. Got a little measuring cup here. Filled up to the line. Pour it in. We'll throw them on the shaker for a couple minutes apiece to make sure it's good and mixed. And then we'll go in and let Hillbilly start finishing his first bed liner spray.
Okay, you got to let it shake for 2 minutes. So I'm going to put my respirator on and start spraying.
I know, it looks a little transparent, but as long as it's watertight, I don't really care how it looks. The Billy's getting the last of the texture put on, and that's gonna be it for the night. We got one more bottle to go through. The stuff's not bad. Hillbilly's just now starting the edges. We just wanna build it up a little bit, put a nice thick layer, and then tomorrow, tonight we have to unmask it. We gotta peel the drapes off because tomorrow it'll be set and it won't be able to. It's turning out good. We've got all the texture coating sprayed now. We need to pull the masking off so that it doesn't harden up, and then we can never get the masking off. So Hillbilly's got the gun. He's gonna go get that all cleaned up. Me and Cody and everybody else are gonna hurry and peel this off. Gotta try to get it without harming. There we go. See, when it's soft, we're able to peel it and it cuts through it. Otherwise, if this was rhino lining, you would have to actually put a piece of wire tape on there to cut it. But luckily, we don't need to do that. This is gonna be fun. If only it was blue there. All right, so Bombi's roof is done. Whiskers. It's not Bombi. So used to Bombi. Whiskers' roof is done. We're headed home, so it is tomorrow. All right, so it is the next day, and be careful what you wish for, because yesterday we had mud, and today we have snow. So we're headed on a tow, not on a recovery, just on an accident. I don't really know what happened, but we were gonna start filming and working on Whiskers, and the call came in to go pick up some Kia Optima on the side of a road. So we're headed to Moroni, Utah to pick it up, load it up, and get back to the shop and get back to work on Whiskers, because we have lots of stuff to do on Whiskers. And now, maybe there will be a snow recovery. I'll explain in a minute. This is definitely not off the side of a road like they said it was. All right, so it wasn't too crazy, just a tow. Got the boss hanging out the window. Supervising, yeah, the other side's damaged. So what had happened, they were coming down the hill, coming out of Moroni, and to avoid a head-on collision, they ended up overcorrecting and they hit a curb. So what's going on is we got some damage to a front wheel. Definitely wasn't gonna drive anywhere. So they hit a curb, wheel is damaged, got back into the fender. We got some fender damage, a little bit going on. We probably have a bent subframe, bent lower control arm, and whatever else. So we'll get it back to the shop. We'll have the guys in the shop get it taken apart, and we'll get this thing fixed. But it's time to get back because we gotta work on Whiskers, and we've got lots of stuff to do. So it's just a little glimpse into how our morning goes when we're supposed to be working in the shop. We have the boss with us supervising. You guys in?
Always.
He's in.
I'm always in.
Okay, let's roll. You know, you don't always have to take your brake off, but it helps. It does help. All right, let's get this thing unloaded and get back to work on Whiskers.
So what is it called, Raptor?
Yeah, that's like
They Raptor aligned, Hillbilly Raptor aligned the Snowcat, and Colton says there's still a hole. So they got some water and then we're gonna see if there actually is a hole. Hillbilly doesn't believe it.
Hillbilly said take a picture and show him. I said even better.
Picture didn't happen.
I'll get a bottle of water and let it go through.
But it's set up enough to dump water on it.
I'm just gonna hit the hole.
It is
There ain't a hole.
almost right behind the passenger's or the driver's seat. First drop. Here it comes.
There's no hole.
Definitely a hole. Wait, I need a flashlight. Okay, there's no hole. I'll put you right where it is.
There is no
And
hole.
you can just lay there. See if
I
you
don't
get-
even see no water.
See if you get wet.
Hillbilly, you want a drink?
Here's a big old hole. That's right there. Not a hole, eh?
No, there's no hole. That's a figment of your imagination.
Crap!
Are you putting your mouth on it now?
We might need to do it to the whole thing. How do we fix it?
RTV.
Okay, so we discovered the hole. It is a hole. You've seen the water. So I just got some sandpaper. I scuffed around a little hole. I'm gonna get some of this heavy-bodied seam sealer. It's black. Hillbilly's in the inside. We put a piece of tape, so I'm gonna try squishing it down through. And then he's gonna push on it a little bit so it builds up around, and then I'll build up around the top. So we do not want this thing leaking.
I don't see any yet.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now don't push on it or nothing. Let's let it set up.
Okay, so we're gonna start. Me and Hillbilly decided we'll start with the wiper motors. I'm gonna go in, peel all the tape off, make sure the holes are clean. After we rhino lined or whatever you want to call it, it might have made the hole a little smaller. Oh!
Oh, it's still there.
We had everything laid out for the windshield wiper motors. Trying to figure out how everything goes back together. I think we got a good idea of it. So I kind of started with this side. Got new bolts. I'm going to continue on this side. Hillbilly's going to start the passenger side. And we'll show you after we're done.
I'm going to be working on installing our S-Pod, and this is what's going to control our lights. So we're going to be building a new harness for those main headlights. We've got to build a harness for the light bar. We've got to get the light bar on. There's a lot of stuff we got to get on and get done, but this is going to control it.
So I started putting all the bolts in for the windshield wiper, and Robbie's like, wouldn't it be kind of pointless of sealing this roof if we don't seal those? So yeah, I'm taking it back off so we can put some silicone, a bead of silicone around the edge of this, and then push on so that way it squishes inwards and outwards to make sure it's sealed. And I think all we have is orange.
I don't think we want orange.
Why black and orange? Isn't that Chevy's colors? Colin, you Chevy fan? She's always bragging about that LS, so she know the colors of a Chevy.
Just because I know a good motor doesn't mean I know what color the car is.
Ford's blue, Chevy's orange. I don't know what Dodge is.
I have a Bronco.
I don't think Dodge has a color.
I have a Bronco. I have a Blazer.
Hey.
I have a Sequoia.
Hey.
What?
We might argue about Ford, Chevy, but in the end, it's Nissan we all really hate.
Yep.
That's freaking awesome.
So we had to make a trip.
To where?
The auto parts store to get some sealer.
Black?
Yep. RTV, black RTV, and then we need to get a rubber, I don't know what to call it, but we're gonna go find a garden hose gasket, because that's what it looks like to me, just out of cardboard, and one we'll use with rubber.
So it goes over here, over the motor, and then
No,
where? Underneath here.
no, it sits right here.
On the outside?
Yes, because the inside's all sealed, but the outside won't be sealed, so you have to seal the outside.
Crazy.
That's where this comes in play.
Okay.
So we gotta go find some material.
Oh yeah, because that goes on there, and then that goes on there like that. That tightens down, seals that. Those will be sealed, that will be sealed, no leaking.
We're here to visit Dave. He always has the good stuff that we need.
Why are we here?
Because Napa didn't have a rubber washer, and I know these guys have rubber washers. They got everything. They got all the good stuff we need.
From the Whiskers, the mounting plate, and then you have this washer. There's supposed to be a cardboard washer. Then this one and the big nut, and then you put your windshield wiper on, the arm on it. So yeah, there we go. We only need it like that.
Can we cut it?
We don't need to cover the whole front of it.
Think big. How about that?
Yeah, maybe a hair bigger.
Try that one.
That would work. Too bad it didn't have a big center. Do you have them with a big center hole that's this size?
You could use a razor knife and cut them out a little if you had to.
Billy with a razor.
Yeah, me with a razor knife.
That could be bad.
Rubber washer, and it's even the right thickness. So I found one that has the exact same size on the inside.
I mean, I don't know. How's that look? About perfect, isn't it?
Yeah.
It stretches a little bit.
And these are the red rubber washers, so they will stretch a little bit.
So let's get both. We scored big, real big. Now we'll go and make sure they work.
All right, so I've got The hole is just about drilled for my S-Pod. So I'm just getting my S-Pod put into place. I'm gonna get it bolted. This panel goes on the passenger side, and this is where all my wiring for the lights are gonna come into. So this is my communication wire that goes out to the screen. It's like a little phone jack. And then this goes to my battery. I opted to pull it out of the Snowcat because I'm gonna put wire connectors here. I'm gonna figure out how to wire it. And I think I'm gonna put plugs. So if we ever take this off, it's simple. Then we don't have to pull it off, undo all the wires. I'm thinking about putting some plugs.
So now I'm just going to install the RTV on the back of this bracket or mount or part of the wiper, whatever it's called. And I didn't cut quite a big enough hole, so it's coming out slow.
It looks gray, not black.
Maybe that's what they mean by ultra black. Is it so black it's gray? I don't know.
What?
Sounds good. Now I'm installing it. It's so black that it's gray stuff.
It's not.
It's not gray? Time to see if this rubber O-ring will fit or if we have to trim. Oh, slid right on like a glove without much force. So now I can tighten this down. So now I'm just getting the wiper arm and blade installed. Wipers are done. Okay, I'm working on the first light. I'm getting it all installed. Now working on the next one.
So we're hoping how we have it hooked up, it's gonna work, first try. I gotta get in, Robby's gonna pull this tight, hold pressure against the road, and then hopefully we can just back right up out. Maybe you should just climb in your vehicle like this every day. Yeah. Hey. Hold it.
How's that?
That was fun. I like these recoveries. It's a challenge every time. People, they just say, get in and just yank it out. But in reality, if we would have just hooked on and just pulled it, I think it would have went worse, so.
That wasn't bad. No, we can't get Whiskers done because we keep getting towed. We're not mad about it. It's another day. Let's get back to the shop. Let's see what we can do to finish something on Whiskers. Look who's here. Adley and Lincoln are here.
Daddy,
Say hi.
Are you gonna Adley, are you gonna tell us a joke?
if you get your butt over here, I got a cricket in my hand.
You do? What color is it?
Watch it jump. Here, hold it, stack it. Watch it jump again. Do you think there's really a cricket in my hand?
Well, open your hand all the way. No.
Well, then why are you holding this jacket?
I'm not now.
Go get it.
That's funny, huh? That's a good one.
It's time to go home. Bye-bye.
All right.
I'm going upstairs.
We didn't get lots done, but we're gonna go home. So it is tomorrow.
Okay, so Robby said that we need more lights put on. So he's had me grab a set of these Quadrant Pro, and we're gonna mount it right here on the corner. That's where Robby said to mount it, so that way we could adjust it either direction when we need it to. Once we get them installed, we can put where we need want them pointing, tighten it all down, and that's where it'd sit. So before I drilled a hole, I went inside just to check to make sure there's nothing right there that would hit wiring or anything. And I noticed that there's this tube frame that's right on the inside of this, and where I need to drill the hole would pretty much be right in the center of that tube frame, or the square tubing, so we wouldn't be able to put a nut on it. So we'll have to build a bracket on a later date. That's not going to stop it from running right now. Okay, you're probably wondering why I'm taking the lights off when we need to put them on for light. Well, because I need to drill a hole to put a rubber garment in the hole to slide the wires through, so that way it's weather tight. So I said grommet.
You don't want any leaks.
So we're playing the game forward, backwards, forward, backwards. Drill tap. I gotta take the grommet off the wiring, put it in the hole, and then push the wires through the grommet. Got the wire fed through, so now I'm gonna bolt it back down. One light down, one to go. So I'll hurry and get this one done and show you guys the end result.
Okay, well, Hillbilly was working on the other light, putting the wire through in the grommet. We had these ran through with no grommets. But we already had the plug on the end of it. Instead of going through and doing all that, I just put a little slice and ran it in there and got it in there good. So
now I have to do the same thing that I did to the front to the rear.
Golden, partner.
Okay, partner. All the way through?
Yep.
All around?
Yep. Okay. Okay. Booyah.
Okay, so I have to build a big plate washer for this top center light bar because it's just attached to the roof, and you can grab that light bar and go like this. It flexes because the whole roof is flexing, but it's right close to the contour of the front of the roof, so have to take and press brake it just a little bit at a time until it rolls the way I want it. That will stiffen up the roof because it'll be covered in an area like that big instead of an area like that big. I got it somewhat bent already. As you can see, I just have to go a little bit more. Not much, just a little bit.
Okay, ready? Hold up. I didn't know you were using that.
Sorry.
Okay, go. Okay, Hillbilly got this plate bent where he wants it. He got the hole drilled, so we're gonna put it right up into there. Okay, shove your bolt down through. Okay, so we got the bolt down through.
Ready?
Yep. Still solid up there?
A lot more solid.
Perfect. Okay, so I got looking. Robby worked his little tail off on this S-Pod. It looks so good. He went through, numbered each pigtail plug 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So instead of going straight into here and have them hardwired in, that way we can sit and plug them in, unplug them. Looking good. His power wires, man, he just keeps getting better and better.
I just finished up the last hole to feed the wire through. Got the rubber grommet put on, wire fed through. Now I just gotta put the plug ends on to the lights, and that'll all be done.
So you're saying that everything's sealed now?
Everything is sealed now.
All right, so I am gonna start wiring. And what I've got is on the rear light, we're just gonna do it on one circuit. And so I don't know what Baja does, but they send it with a little jumper that jumps a 3-wire down to a 2-wire. So we're gonna make a couple more of these if we've got them.
Can I guess?
What?
One's high, one's low, and they splice them together so that way it's high constantly.
Possibly, but I don't know.
That's what my guess is.
We're not taking bets today. We'll just assume. So anyway, I've got some harnesses that we're gonna run from the back to the front. All right, so this harness is about 10 feet too short. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just peeling back the casing. I'm gonna put some extensions on it, some heat shrink, and then we'll put it in some loom. So Hillbilly's getting in the back, and he's gonna put some zip tie holders to where we can zip tie this wiring to the roof. And we've only got the one light in the rear, right? For now. Yeah, so just the one light in the rear, and then we have 4 sets of lights in the front. But we're gonna hook up 3 because we're gonna try to get those headlights to work off of the switch. So we got a light bar up front, 2 positioned lights shining sideways, and then 2 more lights in the front that we probably don't need, but that's fine. We like light. But it helps. It helps. You don't need it, but it helps. I love this wiring, by the way. I really, really, really enjoy wiring. I know nobody cares, but
Do you really?
I really do. There's 3, 6, 9. Perfect. That seems like a good enough extension for me. And what I'll do is I've got these non-insulated terminals. So I'll use the non-insulated terminals and I will heat shrink. That is what I will do. So I'll hurry and get that done, and then we'll get this wire installed, and then we'll start working on the front. So I really like these non-insulated terminals because then you can heat shrink them. You know you've got a good connection. And we'll take that, heat shrink it, and this will be ready for some loom. Takes 12 hand All right, we'll get this heat shrunk and we'll go start putting it in. So we're gonna route this so I know how much wire loom I need to put in.
Okay, I got spots all ground where I'm going to go. Robbie said just kind of mimic the old ones, so that way it looks clean. I already stuck a couple of them, so I'm gonna keep on sticking them. Now as you have, time to install the harness. So this is the back harness that runs from the back light to the front. Got the hangers hung, zip ties ran. Now I'm just gonna zip tie it.
And the zip ties are proper. All right, so we're just gonna make sure this works, which of course it will. Ready? Light on?
No lights.
Being honest?
Yes.
Is battery dead?
I don't think so. No light. Nope. Flickering.
All right, I don't know what's going on because this works.
Oh.
Is the battery dead?
Hook it up and see if it starts.
How is that dead?
Battery's dead?
Battery's deader than the door now. Well, found our problem.
Gotta get a charger on it.
Yeah, let's get a charger on it.
Just getting it all ran and zip tied. Had to change the zip tie mounting place because the sticky things I put up there don't stick worth a darn. We just zip tied it to the old harness.
Okay, so we got the wire all ran, and we just wanted to test the rear light bar. So Hillbilly has it. He's gonna touch the battery with it, and we'll see what happens.
Anything?
Nothing.
Are you kidding me?
Nope. Oh! That's the sun. That's gonna look good.
We'll have to angle it down a little bit, but
Angle it down, and then we have those amber covers.
we don't have a big one, do we?
No, they come in 3.
Finished getting the wires, the rear harness ran and secured, and then once I get that done, to get this mounted back in place. So I'm gonna go get this mounted back in place.
Expertly mounted in place.
Make sure none of the plugs are getting pinched or the wiring harness is getting pinched. Okay, I got all the bolts in place and started, so now I'm just gonna tighten them down.
I got it right here. Why you let it go, huh?
Huh?
Why you let it go? Since I grab your nuts, why you let it go, huh?
All right, so it looks like Hillbilly got my wire all ran to the back. So I'm just gonna terminate it. I'm gonna put a plug on it and we're gonna hook it in. And then I'm gonna finish my wiring up front. We are going to turn these lights on. They're getting lit up. All right, so here's the terminal end we're putting on. I really love these Deutsch or Dutch or whatever you wanna call them connectors. Makes it so nice to terminate these ends. I've got to get a little bit of heat shrink. We're going to heat shrink the end because I like my harnesses to be finished up. We'll put the end on it. We'll plug this in. So this will be on my S-Pod. I've got 5, 6, 7, and 8. That's these little pigtails. Those are all going to be for the rear wiring that we'll eventually have. We're only going to be using 5. What that is right here on the top row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that'll be the backlight, and then we'll figure out the front. That'll be the 4 front ones. So we'll put that heat shrink tubing over it. There's a silver end. Okay, so that, see how finished that looks? We'll let that cool down and then we'll put the plug on it and plug it in and see if it works. It's gonna be our first light. It's gonna be ran off the S-Pod. Watch it go.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, there's a light. I see a light on the...
That just made my brain go weird. My brain just went. Okay.
Why isn't light?
Look at that, look at that, look at it, look at it.
Wait,
Oh, it's connected.
turn it on.
It's on.
It's not on.
Tell me when it comes on.
Did he unplug this, or is it still... Oh yeah, it's unplugged right
Hold
here.
on.
Yeah, I got the jumper.
He has the jumper.
Oh, well, we need a jumper. This is some serious stuff.
That little jokester over there, Hillbilly, played a prank on us and stole our jumper.
That was uncalled for. I really don't appreciate that out of him.
Nope, me neither.
Moment of truth. Everybody ready? I'm pushing button number 5.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
beautiful.
Now there is a way to shut the S-Pod off with a keyed power source. So we will run that wire later, but check this out. Switch number 5. On, off. On, off. On, off. On, off. On, off. Works like a charm. Okay. My job here is done. Now I just gotta do the front. So these are my splices for the front, upper, lights, whatever they are. Anyway, I'm gonna hurry and get these made, and then we'll put my heat shrinks on, and then we'll wire this one in. All right, my splice is done. So now I've got heat shrink we're gonna put over it. So there's my splice. You'll see I'll be able to heat shrink that, heat shrink this, and then we're gonna wire loom it and make it look pretty.
Okay, well, Robby's doing his specialty wiring, Hillbilly's wiring. I'm gonna put the exhaust on. Okay, I'm just taking these nuts off. This exhaust clamp. I'm gonna throw some little bit of free on there because they are rusted. Little free on there. Try not to get it everywhere. Then you got this little half moon spacer. Goes in between the exhaust and the clamp. Just like that. And then there's one more that goes here, but the exhaust has been bent, so I won't be able to do the third one. Okay, so this one is gonna be a little tricky because this is where the bend is. And it's not supposed to be bent. But luckily there's rubber grommets underneath here, so the exhaust can sit in when it vibrates and all that. Kind of like shock absorbers. Hey, I got it. There's the last one. I'll tighten these up and the exhaust will be ready to go.
I don't even care what anybody says. That's a good looking wiring harness. Dang. Chad, better watch out.
Oh, wow.
What?
Are these wires just gonna be dangling up there?
Are you crazy?
I mean, no.
No, they're not gonna dangle, they're gonna get secured. Just like this. Now, we've got to build the light bar harness. This one should be a lot more simple. So we're gonna just put new terminations on these. Rather than try to build a jumper, we're getting smart. The battery dies, there's a short somewhere. Hey.
Is there a short somewhere? I know one of these chargers grounds themselves out. I don't know, remember which one it is.
Well, maybe it's the one that's grounding out right now.
Wait, so is the whole thing electrocuted?
Yeah. I think our charger has issues because now we're not sparky.
All right, I think we've got this ready.
Smash it?
Just turn it on. Oh, that should be the middle.
Yep.
This should be the upper light bar.
Oh.
This should be the outer uppers. Okay, we got it. It's all wired. We're gonna do some wire management at a later date because it's the end of the day. We got a lot done. So anyway, come check it out outside. Doobie 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 doop.
I'm ready. Oh. So good.
All right, so we put some amber covers. Now these are our headlights, so they're not turning on with the S-Pod. Look at that. So now all we gotta do is manage our wires, make them look good, and this will be all finished. But we're gonna be taking this on a job soon. Got the roof all sealed up, got the wipers back on. We just need to put the front seats in it, and this thing will be ready to go to work again. All right, so we got a ton of stuff done on Whiskers. Thankfully, it's about time. So, as always, we appreciate you. If you enjoyed this video, go check out this one.